ancient voice, whispering from the void, and it chills my lightless heart.
G'day guys, Duckville here. Welcome to a replay I picked up off the Korean ladder. This one is going to be a Zerg versus Protoss on Xel'Naga Caverns. We do have our red Zerg here. His name sort of comes out, translates out what I believe. It's probably really wrong. I just did it through Google Translate because I was being lazy. Comes out as MeatBat. So I'm going to be calling him Meat or MeatBat or whatever. But not really sure of exactly who this guy is. Probably someone very interesting, but either way, he is going to be facing up in the blue corner over here. Will be our Protoss player, TeSL who is actually, of course, Tester, Trickster at the moment. He's changing his name more than he changes his underwear each day. So he is going to be our Protoss down here. So we do have a really good Protoss. Of course, he has made it into some decent rounds in the GSL. Not really making it to the actual rounds where it really counts. Like I think the first he's gotten was around a 32, perhaps 16. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't have my thingo with me to check that, but we do have him who. He's a very good player, of course. He did really well during Brood War, played in Pro League, I believe, that sort of thing. So he's a really good player. And we'll see what happens here today on Xel'Naga Caverns. It looks as if MeatBat's going to go for a Speedling Expand, getting this extractor up pretty quickly there, the spawning pool as well. And for Kisu, I'm going to be calling him Kisu or Tester or Trickster. So just make sure you're on the ball with that, because this dude really needs to pick one name and stick to it, because it's getting ridiculous. But either way, going to be calling him whatever. Probe coming out here for Kisu. He's going to get this one up into the main, just checking out what's happening. Sees the Speedling expand. Going to give a little bit of attitude to these drones here. The drone fighting back and not letting things get too far, of course. Looks as if the probe is just also going to check down on the natural. This is one thing which you have to be careful of when you are Protoss. And we do see a drone actually just out of the corner there. Nice little bit of micro there from MeatBat. Actually gets a drone into the corner and actually sends it down to the natural before the probe can actually spot it. And the hatchery at the natural does go down. So we are going to see quite a pretty decent build on this map. I personally think that the Speedling Expand is actually the best way to do it on this map as Zerg. Gives you a little bit of map control, gives you some presence, so you can make sure that the Protoss knows that he's not going to be able to venture out without having a sentry or a zealot to block the ramp, of course. And the warp gate tech gets started up straight away, which is a beautiful little build we've got here from Tester. He's going to get this going shortly. We'll probably see some sort of expansion going up soon. I'm not really sure. He hasn't really scouted out too much of what MeatBat's doing. He knows that the Speedlings are on the way. He's in fact being chased by these Speedlings here, as you can see here. And the Speedlings might not catch it. Looks as if the probe is just going to get away. And in fact, the Stalker comes out to swat away those Zerglings. So the Speedling Expand on the way from MeatBat, as he said. And it looks as if we're going to see some more gates here from Tester. We do see a second gate. Do we see a third gate? Not sure. He's sort of just deciding. Just got the minerals now for the third gate if he's going to get it. There it is. So we do see a third gate. I'm sounding like Count Duckula or whatever that dude is who counts stuff on Sesame Street. The Count. We'll call him the Count. Yeah, that's his name. The Count. I can't remember. You guys know what I'm talking about. You all love Sesame Street, right? Everyone loves Sesame Street. Ninja Overlord coming in the back here to spot what's going on in the Protoss base. Kisu coming across to have a shot at the Overlord. He may actually get it, which will be really bad for MeatBat if he can. If he loses this Overlord, it looks like it might. Yeah, he does actually get it. So sort of sitting there on 28 of 28 here is MeatBat. He's just not the greatest position to be in when you lose one of those early Overlords, but it looks as if Kisu is going to head down here. He's got a couple of sentries, one Zealot and one Stalker. It looks as if he's going to head down here now and actually take the natural. I think he may sort of use some of these sentries. He is not going to be forced to use any of the actual force field there, which is really good play there. A lot of people will see that sort of attack with these Zerglings coming in and then just be like hoo-hoo and chuck down, you know, a billion force fields and waste all of their force fields, which of course means that the Zerglings are free to do a run by up into the main. But Tester, being the brilliant player he is, does not fall for that sort of trick. And it looks as if he's moved down here and has taken the Nexus. So we're going to see if the Zerglings can actually provide any sorts of harass on this Nexus. I'm not really sure if there are enough of them to do any sorts of harassment here, because there are just so many sentries. And of course this Stalker providing a lot of damage against the Zerglings as well. So looks as if we do have a Roach Warren on the way from MeatBat. He's going to be getting that up shortly. We'll probably see another Extractor go down shortly, probably the third one. There it is, bam, called that one. And the Roaches are going to be up soon. So we'll see what he is going for. Perhaps we may see a Roach push. We do see Roach pushes sometimes when a Protoss expands like this. We now have a 4th gate and a Forge here. So we'll be moving into 4 gates plus a Forge. We may see a quick +1 weapons on the way. We do have a Stargate as well. So we may be seeing some sort of just perhaps a Phoenix to scout, perhaps a Phoenix to actually harass some Overlords if he can find them. He's going to have a bit of trouble though. We've got one guy hanging over here and another guy over here, and then the rest are all over here. So might be a little bit of trouble to actually get proper hunting on those Overlords. But either way, going to get some scouting out, which will be really good. There it is. We do have +1 weapons. The gateway is now done. Going to switch into a warp gate, but down here at the natural, the Zerglings get in here and have something to say about these probes hanging out there in the mineral line. Take 2 of them out, and in fact loses none of those Zerglings. And the Zerglings coming across here to take out this Stalker. No, the Stalker survives, runs away just in time. And we will probably see, I'm not sure what we're going to see from Tester at the moment. He's just heading into the Zerg base now to see what he can find. There are obviously a lot of units which he can see there. Of course, the Overlord's in a good position, being defended by this Queen. And I think we do have some Roaches coming out here. The Roaches do not have move speed just yet. Is that on the way? It is indeed. It's actually almost done. So the Roach speed will be done shortly, and we'll probably see some sort of push on the front of Tester's base. The Overlord here now getting picked off, and that now actually is almost going to supply block MeatBat. I think it does. Yeah, it does indeed. He's 100/92. So he is not in the greatest spot there with the food supply, although hilariously Tester actually failing with some of his probes there. Didn't move them onto a mineral patch when those Zerglings attacked earlier. But it looks as if we're going to see a push here from the side with some Roaches and Zerglings coming in here. Roach speed is now done as well, by the way, guys, so they're going to be able to move a lot quicker. Force field's going down, Guardian shield going up as well. Splitting up, attempting to split up some of these Roach forces, but not the best sort of positioning. I think he was trying to sort of capture them like Pokemon. The Roaches coming in here, picking off probes. They're going to pick off some more units as well. And I think these Roaches... Oh, he actually tries to move in the side there, but some great force fields going down there from Tester. These ones actually getting forced out of the back of the mineral line. But these Roaches here at the front are going for this the Forge. Why was I going to call it Control? The Forge goes down, and I don't think... No, the +1 weapons did not actually finish. And from what I can see in the mineral account, he did not actually cancel it either. So that was a really bad loss there for Tester. He loses the +1 weapons, and of course the time that was spent using the, I think he used Chrono a couple of times on there, and of course that's some lost Chrono. Lost time, he's going to need to restart it eventually at some point, but I don't think he's going to want to for the moment. He's going to need to get out some more Immortals. He does have one Immortal here defending, but it's really sort of, it's not the greatest position for Tester, given that he's got this massive Roach arc just sort of sitting around his base. He's going to lose his Nexus as well. Nexus goes down, and that is not going to be good. A Void Ray is out. Probably going to be able to clean up all of this eventually, but at what cost? We're going to see if he can hold off these Roaches from doing too much damage. He really does not want to lose this Immortal, but I think it's going to go down in just a second. No, he's going to leave it alone for the moment here. Just some Zerg units streaming in here. Look at all this. We got Zerglings, we got Overlords, we got Roaches. It is all going down. There is a party down here at Tester's base, and every Zerg unit is invited. And it looks as if the Phoenix and the Void Ray are going to hang out there in the skies and probably go and harass now. But it looks as if that was just obviously a pretty huge loss there for Tester. It loses the Nexus, the Forge, as we said, along with +1 weapons, and of course he lost a lot of probes there as well. So we do have some Zerglings coming in the back here. They're going to go down the hallway down the side here. Not really sure if this is going to be an attack or not. He probably can't really handle this many units here from Tester, but Tester also coming across, taking out some of these Overlords with that Void Ray. Got the level 3 damages all up and running now, but some Hydras have come in. So we've got Hydras, Roaches, and Zerglings coming down to play with Tester's natural there. Obviously, Tester in a little bit of a bad position, given that he's currently sitting on a pretty small army for the moment. He's currently at 94 food supply against a 116 from MeatBat. Sorry, I'm like dying here, but the Hydras are going to obviously provide a lot of damage against these air units. They're going to be able to counter the Void Ray quite well if the Void Ray gets in range. And it looks as if we're going to see these Overlords spewing down some creep here, providing new carpeting on Xel'Naga Caverns. They've come in here, given a quote. They're coming in here, and they're now going to put down some new carpet. So the carpet is going to obviously provide a lot greater movement for the Zerg units, and of course, especially the Hydras, given that the Hydras do need it. Some force fields going down, separating some of these Hydras out the back here. The Phoenix going to work on the Overlords where they can. Colossus is out, along with the Void Ray. This should be enough to hold off this particular force from MeatBat. Sorry, just getting lost there because my phone was ringing. We will see what happens here. It looks as if the Void Ray is going to get shot down. The Hydra do take it out. This is a really bad position for Tester. He may lose his Nexus yet again. Another Colossus does pop out, and it looks as if another is on the way. But the probes are coming out now. The probes are providing a lot of damage on the Hydras there. No, I'm actually joking, of course, but the probes are going to be lost once these Hydras are getting in a better position to shoot them. But the Colossus is really going to need to be careful with this Colossus, make sure it doesn't get in range there. Roaches coming in, more supply coming in. Whoa, we just lost the camera there, my bad. The Roaches and Zerglings all streaming in here. Looks as if Tester's going to be able to hold this off for the moment, but I do not think he's going to be in a great position. As we can see here, the Zerg has now got a third up and running. No drones at it just for the moment, but he's obviously spending a lot of his time microing these units back and forth at Tester's front. So we'll see if he can get some drones into there and then actually get some more production going. Tester not producing anything at the moment. He's sort of saving all of his money and his minerals and apparently everything for defending the front. He was just at like 600 supply, 600 minerals, which is quite odd to see, especially from a very high level Korean player, but he's going to need to macro up a bit and get some more units pumping in here. No range, the Thermal Lance edition for the Colossus just yet. Hasn't got that up and running just at the moment, but obviously it costs a lot of money. It's really not a good idea to get this at this point, because given how far behind he is, Hydras and Roaches coming in here to try and pick off this Colossi. They're not going to get it, but a couple of nice force fields go down, pick off some of the Roaches that were left over, and it looks as if Tester's going to hold out just for the moment yet again. More units still streaming in here with this the recarpeting all done and looking very nice here on Xel'Naga Caverns. I'm not sure what the Xel'Naga would have to say about that, but the Roaches and Hydras are coming in here. They do not care about the Colossi that are shooting at them. Pick off the Nexus, and the Nexus is gone again. So the Tester, once again, is still in a really, really bad position. He's currently at, he's got a 62 food army against a 100 food army. These Colossi doing a great job running around here. This is like musical chairs. They're just running around, making sure they do not get picked off. And the drones have finally gotten to this third base, by the way, so make sure you keep an eye on that one, guys. The looks as if Tester's going to move out here. These Overlords have done their work. These guys have been paid, and they are now getting the hell out of there. Obviously, the carpet's not going to be looking very nice here once the Protoss gets his dirty shoes all over it, but we'll see what happens. A Phoenix coming out here, providing some harass, but of course, there are just way too many Overlords for the Phoenix to be useful at the moment. More drones going across to this third base. I believe we will probably see Tester try and push into the third. If he can deny this third, he will be back in sort of a semi-decent position, but we'll see what he can do. He's saving a little bit of money just at the moment to get this Nexus up at the natural. I'm not really sure. There we go. He does get it up finally. Not really sure though if this is a great idea to be attacking this third, because we do have a huge amount of Roaches here for MeatBat. The Phoenix does fly over, sees that the third is up, sees a lot of Roaches, so we'll see if he actually still does move out with this attack force. It looks as if he is going to go for it. Still a bit questionable that he's going to go for that, but obviously I'm not a Korean badass player like Tester is, so perhaps I'm a bit wrong, but we'll see what happens. The Stalkers, Colossi, 1 Sentry and 1 Immortal are now moving up here to the third base. Looks as if MeatBat is definitely ready for this. He's got a lot of roaches there and the Queen to provide a little bit of support. The Colossi in terrible spot there, get picked off. One of them gets picked off straight away. These roaches, of course, are going to go to town on all the Stalkers that are left over. The roaches do not have any upgrades. In fact, none of these units have upgrades. This is a no upgrade fight for the moment. GG from Tester. We do see that GG come out there. He knows that he's in a terrible spot there, not only literally with this Colossus because he's got nowhere to run, but also because his economy is in absolute shambles. Sitting here, we're at this, obviously we're at the 20-minute stage and he's only got 30 probes and of course no Nexus here at the natural. So great play there from MeatBat, providing a lot of pressure on the front of Tester's base, providing a nice little unit mixture, and then of course doing some redecorating here with the carpet, providing a nice little base of operations for the Hydras and the roaches to move around in, because it did require a lot of micro there to make sure he kept on top of what Tester was doing. So great little game there from these two players. We'll probably see some more of them in the near future, I would suspect. I hope you guys liked that one. If you did like it, make sure you leave some comments. Let me know how it's all going. Make sure you subscribe and tell your friends and your mom and everything like that. And we're all good. Cheers.